Hey everyone, I just wanted to show you guys the automated watering system, I guess is what we're calling it here, that we put into our square foot garden. Some of our tomatoes haven't made it through the high heat and the windy weather. They were started inside, so it's not a big loss. We'll just plant something in the place of the ones that didn't make it. And the ones that look stunted, I think they'll be back in a week. They'll look fine. But so these automated watering things that I made here, they're basically just a sprinkler or like a soaker hose, but I think it works out to be a lot cheaper given each 10-foot run is about $1.50 for the pipe. It's a 1/2-inch PVC Schedule 40, and they're 10-foot each here. There's, on these outside ones, there's 3 T or 6 T's plus the T that connects them here to this middle one. And then this is a 3/4 inch fitting, and we had to step it through to a 1/2-inch fitting and then through in. And this is a 4-way connector there. But it seems to be working good. The water isn't reaching to this back side here, so we might need to redesign it a little. What I'm thinking we're going to end up do is, if I can step back some here, what I think we're going to end up doing is adding a manifold that connects all 3 of these together, so there'll be valves at each one of these that we can turn on and off so we can keep the pressure up. If you were to do this yourself, I would say drill the holes smaller than I did. I wouldn't drill less holes. We did our holes about every 6 inches, and that seems to be enough. You get a good soaking effect there, but I think less holes, or not less holes, smaller holes would be better. I'll go into my shop. I'll show you guys which bit I used for it, so we know the size of the holes. Here's the drill bit I ended up using. It was the smallest that I could find by themselves at Home Depot. It was about $2 for the pack, and this is a 1/16. And I would say this is still too big, especially if you're going to have multiple boxes hooked all together like I do out there with the 3 together. There's too much water loss. It's not pressurizing well enough because the water is escaping closer to the inlet, the water source, and that's why I'll end up having to probably add a manifold onto mine to where I can turn each one on and off. If you were doing this, I would recommend using a bit like this and going every 6 inches. If your boxes are close to the same size as mine and you're doing something similar, this, I believe, is a 0.04 millimeter drill bit, and I don't know if you can even see it in comparison to there, but it's about 1/4 of the size of these 1/16 bits, and I believe I had this one marked down as a 0.04 millimeter. It's in my big set of drill bits here, but I would... I'm not sure if I can even put it away. But oops, so it's gone. But you're gonna have to buy a bunch of these. The trick is when you're drilling these out, I don't think I have one set up here, but when you go through the PVC pipe, once you go through, hold it there and keep it going for a couple seconds, so the plastic gets knocked off as you're going in there. If you're just drilling really quick, you go and then you go again and then you go again, what's going to happen is the plastic's going to build up on the bit, and then at some point the bit's going to dull or break, where if you keep going after you're through for a couple seconds and knock that extra plastic off, the bit's going to last longer. For those 3 boxes, I broke one, and then I broke another one, but I was still able to, kind of sharpen it and keep using it. But, I mean, they're $1 each, so it's not a big deal. But definitely go for a smaller bit. if you're going to do it like me. I'll do another video once I get that whole manifold system figured out. And quick here, I'll go over the parts list too that I used to make this. Starting out, it was 17 10-foot half-inch PVC pipes. It was 8 90-degree elbows. It was 20 T-connectors, also half-inch. The 90-degree elbows were also half-inch. There was one 4-way connector, all half-inch also. And then we had one half-inch. It was a smooth fitting, like I guess in copper you would call it a solder fitting to thread fitting. And then we stepped that half-inch to 3/4 inch, which is a hose size. We needed one fitting, so it was a half-inch to 3/4 thread. And then from there, we just needed to change it from male to female, so we had a coupling, one female to female coupling adapter. And this, like I said, I think the entire plumbing portion of this was under $75. I think it was under $50. My wife is the one that kept track of all that, and I don't know where the receipt is. But like I said, this pipe all was I think about $1.50 each. I can't remember what exactly, but under $100. And it's definitely worth it, especially during the heat of the summer. I mean, this thing's gonna save us over 8 hours a week of watering at least. Obviously we're going to still have to go back and maybe once a week go through and water everything with some sort of organic fertilizer or something like that. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. And I just wanted to give you guys the parts list that I had here. Also look for this in the description. And I'll update my parts list on the next video. Maybe give you the next full parts list to get it to where it's perfected. Like I said, this isn't perfected the way I did it, but if you use that 0.04 millimeter bit, you won't have any problems. At least my guess is you won't have any problems. But I won't have any problems once I add that extra manifold, which that extra manifold is going to go, it's going to be a T, and then valve, and then source of water. So if this makes sense to you, this will be a manifold, this will be valves on each one of these, and so we can individually turn these on and off. So I mean, it's a little more work, but it's not much more work. But thanks for watching. Bye.